Hey everybody, welcome back to HDpiano. This is Jeff. Today we're going to be checking out Pompeii by Bastille. We're going to be working on the verse, which sounds like this. Okay, so let's get started with the right hand chords. First chord is D. We have F sharp, A, and D. And for this one, we're hanging out right below middle C. So here's our middle C here. D chord. Second chord is an A chord. E, A, C sharp. For our third chord, we're just moving our bottom note up to an F sharp. That gives us F sharp minor, F sharp, A, C sharp. And for chord number 4, we have what's called an E sus4, E, A, B. And then our final chord changes that sus just to a regular old E chord. So from E sus to E, we're just moving the A down to G sharp. And I'm really counting this as our same fourth chord because we just have that little adjustment. So here's our first chord, D, second chord, A, third chord, F sharp minor, and then our fourth chord changes from an E sus to an E. Okay. So now that we know those chords, let's check out our left hand. We have octave Ds in the bass, D, D. Move down, octave A's. Keep moving down for the next chord, octave F sharps, and then we'll move one more down to octave E's for the last chord. So if we put those hands together, that sounds like this. D, A, F sharp minor, E sus4 to E. Okay, so that's sort of the basic skeleton for the verse. There's 3 verses in this song, and each verse is a little bit different. So let's go over one verse at a time. Our first verse, we have some pretty tricky rhythm in the right hand. This is the synth part for those of you following along with the recording. So the rhythm sounds like this, up to speed. There's D chord, A, F sharp minor, E sus, E. Okay, so let's slow that down so you can really get that rhythm. I'll do it really, really slow at first, and then we'll speed it up a little bit. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And so think of these beats as I'm playing it now. 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that a little bit faster. 2, 3, 4. Okay, nice work. So what I would do is keep rewinding the video until you really get that rhythm nice and solid. It's probably the most difficult part of playing this tune. Okay, so now let's talk about left hand in verse 1. What we're going to do in the left hand is we're going to play our octaves right along with the first two rhythmic hits of each chord. So it's going to sound like this. And so these hits are lining up with the very first two chords we play. Just like that. Let's try that up to speed. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so for verse 1, we do that 4 times through our chord progression. On to verse number 2. We have a new bass to talk about. So our new bass, we're going to keep this idea of octaves going, but what we're going to do is play one note at a time. So D, 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 D. Just like that. And it's going to kind of be a pretty quick toggle. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we move down to our A's. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and F sharps. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and finally for the E sus and the E chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the first time through that second verse, we're just going to hold our chords as whole notes and then 2 half notes while we play that toggle bass. So that'll sound like this. Okay, so in the right hand, our chords are just holding. And for this, notice how I'm not repeating the E and the B. I'm hanging on to the E and the B just while I switch this A to G sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try that first part of the second verse. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for the next time through, we're going to continue playing our bass line, but then we're going to add that rhythm that we did back in the first verse. So that'll sound like this. Okay, so this coordination can be a little tricky, and I would recommend playing it very, very slow until you get it. So I'm going to do that for you so you can play along with me. 2, 3, and 4, and. Let's try it a little bit faster. And remember, really pay attention during that slow part to where each hand lines up. And that'll really help you as you're trying to figure out the coordination. Okay, let's do this at a medium tempo. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's start at the beginning of verse 2 again. Remember, first time, we're just holding the notes with the new bass line. Then we add the rhythm for 2 times. One more time with the rhythm. And for the last time through that second verse, pretty easy. We're just going to hold out octaves in the bass. This is sort of a drum break that happens in the song. So we're just going to hold out bass notes. 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, F sharp, 2, 3, 4, E. Okay, so first time we play just that rocking bass with holding chords. Second and third time, we're playing the rocking bass and the rhythm. That's second and third time, and then the fourth time what we're doing is we're just playing the bass notes. Okay, so that's verse 2. That's the hardest one. Verse 3, very easy. All we're doing is holding out the chords like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4. F sharp, 2, 3, 4, E. And remember for that last chord, hang on to those and just move the middle note. And that's all that happens in the third verse. We're going to repeat that 4 times. So now that we know verse 1, verse 2, and verse 3, I'm going to review all those for you because it's a lot to remember. Okay, verse 1, we had that very rhythmic right hand. And we were just doing 2 hits with our left hand. We're going to do that 4 times for verse 1. On to verse 2. We start with just holding the chords and our rocking bass, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Then for 2 times, we add the rhythm. One more time. And then the last time, we're just hanging on to the bass notes while there's a drum and vocal break. Okay, that's verse 2. That's the hardest one. And then verse 3, all whole notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's it for verse 1, 2, and 3 of Pompeii by Bastille. Nice work, everyone. Stick around for this one. We got the chorus coming up, which is really cool. Going to work in the vocal part for the chorus, and the whole song run through to finish it up. Thanks for watching.